Hello, hello. So, there's so much energy that's been around, and I really feel like I need to just let it out, document it, come back to it at some point. The intention of this channel is not to tell you what to do about anything in your life, it's just to share things that come to me, what I find to be truth or revolutionary or revealing, prophetic, whatever. So, it's just insight, guidance, um, information. That's it. No need to feel pressure. Ugh, God, I just saw someone litter. That's so ugly. No need to feel pressure to change your life immediately or to do something out of character. That's the thing with inspiration and motivation. It should feel good and speak to a seed that you have already planted and water it so it could grow more. All right. So when it comes to, let's just start from the ground up, okay? I've been noticing a lot of injuries related to the feet and the legs. Um, the feet and the legs are really important. I myself am recovering from an injury. I don't really do injuries well. I feel like a baby. I don't like long-term pain. I also coddle things because it hurts. I'm like, ow. You know, when you start going to the gym again, you're like, oh my God, it hurts. But you have to keep going for you to get stronger and for it to get better. Yeah, that's where I'm at, like getting stronger little by little and getting upset at how I didn't even realize my strength, but I do know I still am strong. So yeah, there's that energy within myself and reflected in the collective. And when I see it, I'm like, okay, where did we go off course? Right? Like in our path. Where are we being told to slow down? What are we being told to like revise, renew? Is it the left leg? Is it the right leg? And when it comes to decolonizing my spirituality as someone who was like a practitioner, I have a lot of qualms with the New Age movement. A lot of things are just misconstrued, and I like truth. I find truth. I stick to truth. I like light. I stick to light, regardless of what anyone thinks and feels about it. No matter how much you rah rah, I know what it feels like inside to be connected to myself, to be connected to God, to Jesus Christ, to nature, to beauty, right? To art. So if you don't know what that feels like, it's really important for you to figure out what that feels like to you. And there's a lot of challenges, right? Distractions, things that are coming up. Are you complaining or trying to feel out your feelings about why things are happening? Like, it's like growth is painful. Growth is painful. Growth is hard. But you prayed to become this person, or you prayed for a certain life, or prayed for certain experiences, and whatever you're experiencing, you're going through, is helping you develop those qualities for what you prayed for. So it's really important to be, to like guard your mind. And there's a lot of mind rape. I don't know how else to say it. It's like everyone's getting fucked in the head every day. And as someone who like travels a lot for work and sees a lot of cultures and experiences different peoples and perspectives on the ground, in the air, like just with what I do, even in like prayer and meditation and spiritual work, just being grounded, but also in another world, like I feel like I'm floating and I'm bobbing like in and out of water, and that water is like the spiritual realm. Like I'm between worlds, right? So although we are unwell, we are healing, and we're gonna be okay, is the overall status. So whatever you're spiraling about or whatever your triggers are, really learn them. Again, this is a call to the physical body. I envision myself with like 6-pack abs. I haven't had abs in maybe like 3 years or something. Not that I've just naturally been, fit, but to be like strong, like performer strong, or bodybuilder strong and stuff, I was like, why do I see myself like that? And I'm just attracted to moving my body in that way, because movement is life, water is life. And if we're not doing things to like manage our energy and our emotions and stuff like that, that's healthy, we're gonna get stagnant and stuck and kind of mangled. And so I just see the wrinkles kind of getting ironed out, all the kinks getting worked out, and people being very amazed at how special the body is. All it takes is one good year. So, I mean, at least for me, my year starts now. Like, I am doing everything that makes me uncomfortable, questioning God too. I feel like it's important to have a relationship where it's a conversation and not necessarily you being talked at or you just being the one talking to. God being a punishing God, decolonizing my mind, my spirituality. I think I was talking about this, like the qualms and the beef with the New Age spiritual community. It's like, if you did it, like, no, it's not like that. And a lot of people who have negative experiences with certain things is because it's not in their lineage, it's not in their culture, they don't appreciate it, it's not maybe in the stars for them. But with things like deep stretching, and you know, people are like, oh, it's demonic, it's yoga poses, and it's like you're traveling within and meeting certain things about yourself, and you can't sit in the stillness and heal it or see it or move it. And when it comes to pain, allowing yourself to experience things and accept it instead of trying to fight it is something that I've also been noticing that God is like wanting to share with me, and what I'm just doing in my day-to-day. Things are very simple. I don't feel like listening to stuff. I feel like I'm rejecting a lot of stuff. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, whether it's channels and people's interpretations of things, it's like, okay, I'll listen, but then I kind of tune out. Because it's like, you can't listen to something you haven't heard from source yourself. It's like you're listening to a radio station that's like playing underwater, that's just like really far away, and there's extra noise in between. And so, yeah, unless you are able to go within yourself, and that was another thing, like, it looked like a telescope, one that you can push out and pull in to get to the center of your core, like an accordion, or oh my god, what do you call those things? Those like springy things that you can like put down steps. They're like a rainbow, and they just kind of like they go down or they go up. It was a toy like in the 90s and 2000s and the 80s and stuff. But that's the kind of energy or the way that traveling within yourself like looks like. Just getting to your core, like pushing things out, pulling things in. And when you go into that deep place, the world around you kind of fades away. And then you come back to the reality of where you're in, grounded in present time, and you're just like, whoa, like I'm here right now. So that's what yoga does for me. That's what stretching and kind of going to my body and breathing and listening to myself does. That's what my time with God and Jesus Christ feels like. That's what I feel like I need, or else I feel like I'm out of sorts. Journaling is a way to get there, but physical movement, prayer, but like, it's just, that's what works for me. So try to find what works for you. I was feeling like baby energy around lately. I found out like friends are pregnant. I'm just around a lot of infants lately, toddlers. They're so cute, tiny little humans. When it comes to kindness and just certain experiences of inspiration and beauty, hiding yourself really does. It's very stingy, and I bet you can remember the last time someone did something kind for you and how it stuck with you. You go back to that memory. They're just so nice. You talk about it, you think about it years later. So in your interactions with people, you can be of service to help the world heal by just being kind like that. Acts of kindness, acts of service, not for show or a thank you or anything, but then you pass that energy along to someone else who might be in a headspace, and you just kind of like burst of energy. You just sent them some gold. You just move them to be more present in their life and to do more things like that. So you never know who's watching, whether it's a smile or something, you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, and then just keeping things really simple. Like, you don't need too much. You don't need to carry a lot of things with you. I've been in a surrender experiment for the last soon to be 3 years. And as a traveler, as a spiritual person, you learn to lighten your load. You don't need to take too many things with you. You just learn that you carry it just in case. And then you realize, you know what? I haven't needed it this whole time. So let me just leave it here for someone else who might need it, or toss it because you don't need it anymore. But yeah. I don't know what to call this traveler series or whatever, but there's just so many things that come up. And one other thing, I was in the South the other day. Weather was nice. I liked the humidity. The clouds were awesome. Spiritual world is very active there, and the clouds were talking. Those of you who are chasing, it was like a male energy and then a feminine energy and a huge spiritual energy behind the feminine. And she was almost like chained, like she couldn't escape the grasp of the spiritual. But the male energy was like really far ahead and was out of reach. It looked like you can't run away from your destiny. A lot of people who are, I just don't know how to describe it. There's just certain things that are for you that are not for others, who you might have your eyes like locked on. Also, that big spiritual energy, there were like other things that had to report to, like an angel of sorts. And it kind of just, there was a hierarchy, there was an order for sure. It made me a little uncomfortable to see that. But God is the creator of all things. And if you feel stuck to something, you can go above the chain of command, essentially. Talk to like the head honcho. I don't know, it just felt like people needed to free themselves from whatever deities that they are worshiping that are false, that are not real. It follows you around, and it's heavy and it's dark. But with God, the whole sky is your playground, and there's so much freedom. Again, God is not a punishing God. God likes questions and conversations, so you'll know when you're really connected. There'll be no fear.